never been easy. It's never been easy.
I'm feeling it.
It's your boy, na.
Stash on the bed.
It's your boy, Davies. It's never been easy to stay in love with you. Venanga mutima ukali upanya because of you. Ever in memory lane, it feels like yesterday. When you say I do, baby boy, I am the one for you. Bayesa kupanya, bafuna kutiluvyanya. They don't know what we've been through when I knew. Bayesa kupanya, bafuna kutiluvyanya. They don't know what we've been through when I knew. Now tell me, do you remember, baby? Adezi yako dala, baby. I brought you letters, Bakachungulo, I brought you flowers. It's a journey what we been through, baby. Nika journey what we been through, baby. Baby, niwe fighter, soldier. Number one, ukumutima, my lover. You my ride or die. You forever by my side. Kunipasa kusanka, ningasanke you again. Niba nakateka kumutima wanga again. But I should let you know, it's never been easy to stay in love with you. Venanga mutima ukali upanya because of you. Ever in memory lane, it feels like yesterday. When you say I do, baby boy, I am the one for you. Bayesa kupanya, bafuna kutiluvyanya. They don't know what we've been through when I knew. Bayesa kupanya, bafuna kutiluvyanya. They don't know what we've been through when I knew. Fula inalokelapo, foi babana kambilapo. Bambili si bana bili fepo, but we are here, mami. Suna chiteko vachoncho, foko nandalama. Nimutima unasanka, that's why I am happily loving you. Pesha ya kwele, I will be with you. I guess I will fight for you. Pesha ya kwele, I will be with you. I guess I will fight for you. But I should let you know, it's never been easy to stay in love with you. Venanga mutima ukali upanya because of you. Ever in memory lane, it feels like yesterday. When you say I do, baby boy, I am the one for you. Bayesa kupanya, bafuna kutiluvyanya. They don't know what we've been through when I knew. Bayesa kupanya, bafuna kutiluvyanya. They don't know what we've been through when I knew. Bayesa kupanya.
I'm feeling it.
Bayesa kupanya.
See Mac Mr. Dazzle.
Stash on the bed.
It's your boy.
Welcome to Channel ATV Live. This is Davies Chirwa here in Seattle, Washington. I'm so excited to be with you this morning and this afternoon, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are so excited today because we have a special program that features different presidents from different parts of the United States. And these are Zambian presidents working and living here in the United States. With a heavy heart, I want to start the show by saying we are so sorry and so so much engulfed with sorrow because we lost one of our very, very talented young men, musician in Zambia. He went by his name called Dave Zambia. Those of you that are from Africa, you probably recognize that song that we just played, and we saw a shout out to the folks that have done everything they could to assist in making sure that the young man goes to rest in peace. And he was so young. He was just in his mid 20s, and it's just such a shame that we're losing talent all across Zambia, all across Africa, every day, through different means. And so it's important to be reminded as human beings that when you live life in this world, you have to try to live fully each and every day. So we appreciate what Dave has done to change the community using the craft. So moving on, I'm so excited because we are in October, and those of you from Zambia, you should be excited because we always talk about the Zambian independence. And so here in the United States, we have an organization called Zanus, and Zanus represents Zambians in different locations. And so they have helped us to organize the show whereby we're going to broadcast throughout Zambia and throughout Africa and throughout the United States to make sure that folks can still celebrate and be safe. And so without wasting too much time, when we come back, I'm going to bring in one of the leaders from Zanus, and then we're going to start, for the show like that. We have a lot of folks that are joining us from different parts of the world. So stay tuned. I'm so excited. I'll see you shortly. All right, welcome back. This is Davies right here in Seattle, Washington. I am going to bring in one of my brothers that I've known for so many years. He's all the way in Indiana. Mr. Noah, welcome to the program. Good to see you, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back on the show, and we are back at it again. Thank you.
Exactly. It's a non-ending story. That's the beauty of virtual, productions that changed our lives. So we are able to talk about, stuff from different places without actually really being in one location. So welcome. It's good to see you, and it's good to have you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, and looking forward to sharing some great information with the listeners, viewers around the world.
Absolutely. So let's dive into it. Zanus, what does Zanus represent, and what prompted you to and other folks to start Zanus real quickly?
Yeah, thank you for that question again. Zanus is an entity or an organization which was started back in 2018. And the premise, the mission behind Zanus is to coordinate, bring the leadership on the same platform, because we normally work in silos. You have this organization this side, you have this organization this side. So what we decided to do as the association leaders is to coordinate, bring all the leadership, the association presidents, to be on the same platform. For instance, Zambia is a country on its own, Zimbabwe is a country on its own, but they subscribe to the African Union, where they sort of leverage their numbers. So this is the premise where Zanus started from, to help us bring the numbers, because when you can bring a number of people together, you'll be able to achieve a number of things. So that's why we formed Zanus, just to work with the leadership to coordinate on a number of fronts on the back end, so that at least we are united and moving as one.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know there are a number of organizations in the community, specifically the Zambian community. So do you work in collaboration or in partnership with other organizations? Because sometimes it can get confusing. You have this organization and that organization. So are you in collaboration with other organizations just to make sure that folks understand? And who can join Zanus if they want to be a part of it?
Yeah, thank you again for that question. So Zanus, again, to go back, stands for Zambian Associations Network of the United States, or in the United States. So in the United States, of course, there are several states, and we've identified close to about 20 or so, or 25 states where we have Zambian associations. So we reach out to the leadership, the association presidents, to subscribe to our platform. So our group is unique in the sense that the membership is open to association leaders. So this is sort of like a corner or a table or a think tank for the leaders, where we could collaborate, share ideas, and just try to see what are some of the best practices that are happening in area A. Or for instance, this country, it's just so huge.
Right.
The West Coast, the Midwest up here, and on the East Coast. So there could be something that is working well for instance, the folks in California,
Right.
and we're trying to mitigate and at the same time to help reduce wasting time on things that have been proven to be non-effective. So when we are able to collaborate and coordinate with the leadership across the country, it helps us, of course, to move at a much faster pace. So who can subscribe to Zanus is the association presidents.
Okay.
So, for instance, I am the Zambian Association President for the state of Indiana, and I work hand in hand, for instance, with President Fred Kazembe, who is the Association President for Dallas. And you have President Gary Banda, who is the Association President for Houston. And
Right.
you have, for instance, there in the great state of Washington, Mr. Zakeo Ngoma, who is the Association President for Aziswa in Washington State. And
Correct.
you have Mr. Mwengu Siwiti, Association President for Zambians in Northern California. So we bring these leaders on the same platform, so at least we could share ideas and try to see how best we can help our community. So that's why we are working on this front.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that clarification. I wanted to start the show, making sure that folks understand exactly what Zanus is all about and what you guys are doing. So we have some news that we want to share with the folks. So talk about what's coming up as far as the independence. What should people expect? Because I know it's long overdue, and I know that for the past couple of months, people have been asking questions. Hey, who's doing something when it comes to the independence celebration? Because people are they're used to celebrating, right? And they're just tired of being in their homes. But then we still have to continue being safe. So with that said,
Exactly.
so what is Zanus doing when it comes to the independence celebration coming up?
Yeah, so thank you again for that question. So we have been working on the background with a number of association leaders. So of course you have people from Las Vegas, people from the East Coast, people from the West Coast. So we have put together a very, very good program. So we are actually very happy as part of the leadership and the planning committee. We have something good. We're encouraging, because I know most of our people are used to seeing the sketches of Shimumbi. So we have people like Shimumbi who will be presenting on part of our program. We have, of course, Your Maps, I think he's just signed the contract sometime this week. And we have people like Mampi. And we have just a number of great Zambian artists. Of course, we have great DJs. I think they'll be joining us later on in the program. Flo Kid, and also we have C-Money. So we have a number of great entertainers who will be able to showcase the entertainment part. And then at the same time, we are also reaching out to the Zambian government. We are hoping to hear back from the embassy, because we are expecting to hear back from the ambassador to be part of the program. I personally sent out a communication to the embassy, and we are hoping to have a video clip from President Lungu and also the UPND president. We've reached out to the UPND camp, so we're expecting to have. So it's going to be a very packed, not only entertaining, but it's going to be talking about the history, looking at where we've come from as Zambians, where we are, where we need to go. So we have just a number of events, planned. There will be kids jumping in here and there, trying to pitch about what they do. So be highlighting not only the old folks, because the primary purpose for our independence celebration this time around is to highlight on the youth that are doing well. So the theme for our event this year is youth empowerment. So we have a great program, and we'll be speaking a little bit more about what we have planned. But so far, I look forward myself, and we're still trying to move the pieces to that special day, which happens to fall on Saturday, October the 24th. So I'm excited.
Exactly. Okay, you're excited. That's excellent. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the details. I know you touched a little bit on different parts of the moving parts of what will be part of the program. But I know that President Fred and President Goma and the rest of the DJs and the entertainers, they all talk about the pieces that they're doing. So thank you so much for. I wanted to make sure that folks understand what Zanus is all about and what's coming up. So I'm gonna have you hang out in the green room. When we come back, we're gonna continue a conversation. So just go in the green room there and have a great time. Drink. I see you drinking something. I don't know what that is, but we're gonna bring you back. Hopefully, you still be in the same state that we last saw you. Thank you, Mr. No. If you're watching us and joining us, this is Davies live here at Channel ATV. We're having a great conversation with the folks, leaders from within our community, the Zambian community to be specific. And so we're going to continue on. When we come back, we're going to bring in the president from Dallas. And after that, we're going to continue on and just talk about different things that affect our community. Because we are Africans. We moved to the United States. We moved to different locations. We're in the diaspora. But we still have to be productive. And speaking of being productive, if you haven't registered to vote, those of you that can watch or vote, excuse me, please take your time to vote. If you can vote in the United States, this is one of the most important elections that you can ever participate in. If you can vote, please vote. And if you can vote even back home where you come from, if you're African or you come from a different location, if you have the ability to do that, please do that. And with that said, we would like to definitely send well wishes to the president here in the United States, Mr. Donald Trump, to wish him well. We know that he's not feeling very good. He's in the hospital right now. And we also understand that we are not telling people who they should vote for, but we have a leader. And with that said, we still wish him well. So when we continue this program, we'll come back and talk to different folks. Please stay tuned. This is Davis right here at Channel ATV. And when I come back, I'm going to talk to a different president and also continue on with folks in the community. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right. You can feel my passion right there when you start talking about the community. That's what happens when you're passionate about something. So I'm so excited to bring in my brother from the great state of Texas, Mr. Fred. If you are here, Mr. Fred, I know you're answering to calls and messages. Welcome to the program. I like your outfit.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a great opportunity to be back here and talk about the independence and get a chance to advertise this event to our community.
Absolutely. So welcome. And to start off, I know that we all saw the sad news. We heard the sad news in Dallas. Our condolences to you and the community in Dallas. Would you like to update the community about what's going on? And I know that there's still moving parts. A lot of moving parts trying to take care of business over there in Dallas. How are things going? And if you live in Dallas, how can they help?
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good question. Currently I would say in the last maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, we've had several funerals in the community. And at the same time, we're trying to encourage people to still, practice social distance because we know we're still in the pandemic. And we're still trying to figure out a way to be there for the people that are affected because, as much as they have a loss in their family, it's a loss to our community as well. So we're also affected. So we're trying to figure out different ways in terms of whether it's a phone call, whether it's a visit, whether it's members of our community that can attend funerals. It doesn't have to be only, association members. We as people individually make up the association. So there's a lot of moving pieces here and there. But, as a community, we have to work together and figure out the best way that we can be there for each other.
Oh, absolutely. And these are times when I'm so excited because we will talk to Mr. Zakeo Ngoma, the president here in the state of Washington. We do have, I'm not sure in Dallas whether you have a structure for insurance, life insurance. So I'll have him talk a little bit about the opportunities that we have here. It certainly alleviates a little bit of pressure, financial burdens for families if you have systems in place. I don't know what you have in Dallas, but if you do, and I'm sure you can go that route, but if you haven't, I'm sure there's something in place that you guys are working on because of the great leadership such as yourself. So thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I know we're talking about the upcoming Zambian independence. If I have a company and I'm trying to be a good community member and I'm trying to be a part of it, how can I participate by helping financially?
Well, I mean, and that's another good question. We have different packages for business owners, people that are interested in participating in terms of advertising their business or services. We have different packages. We have small, medium packages for small, medium companies, as well as enterprise level companies. For the small, medium level companies, we're starting from $500. The package itself contains the logo recognition, marketing material that we would be able to promote for your company. We would have your company be on our social media platforms like Zanus, and obviously the Independence website that is coming up. And then the MC also gets a chance to also give a shout out to the company. So it moves up all the way up to 2,500 for the small medium business. And as you further go up from 500 to 1,000, you also get an opportunity to get a representative of your company to be live, talk about the business, talk about the services that you provide, which gives you guys a chance as a business owner to really promote your company. So that's just for the small medium business. And then from there, we move on to the enterprise level, which starts at $2,000 all the way up to $10,000. Same thing, recognition for your for the company, social media, advertising, making sure we have your company on Zanus website, as well as the Independence website. So feel free to reach out to myself or any individuals that are part of the leadership within your states, within your cities. We'll be able to provide you with these details and get you guys to sign up and help us, have this success for the event.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so if you're tuning in right now, we're having a great conversation with Mr. Fred Kazembe. He's president in the great state of Dallas, and great state of Texas, excuse me, in the great city of Dallas. We gotta be specific, right? So we don't want to confuse you with Houston, right? We know the politics that can go with that. But anyway, so what should people expect when it comes to entertainment? Because when Zambians get together or when Africans get together, we always try to make sure that there's music, there's dancing, there's food. Unfortunately, we can't have food this time around. But what should people expect coming up?
Yeah, I mean, that's another great question. I mean, this is going to be a very exciting event. We have a huge, platform and list of entertainers. We're talking from DJ Flow Kid, who's a phenomenal DJ here in the States. He's going to be our DJ, as well as DJ C Money. He's here in the States as well. So these guys will be here to play the music from noon all the way to later in the evenings. We have a lineup of artists like Mampi, Yo Maps. We have the great comedian in Zambia, Bashimumbi and Wanamumbi, Miss Angela Nyarenda. So we're trying to cater to not just the youths. We also want to cater to the older crowd that we have across the Zambia and the entire world. So expect a great performance from everybody. Everybody's geared. They're excited about the event and they're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And I know that there are folks that are trying to join the broadcast right now. The limit is 10 of what we can have as a platform. So please be patient. We'll bring you into the feed here, Mr. Fred. It's great having you here always. And if someone is trying to be a part of this movement with Zanus, as far as just the independence itself, what should they do? Who should they reach out to when it comes to just being a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's interested, you want to be part of this, to work with Zanus and work with us to have a successful virtual independence, you can reach out to any of the presidents within your states, within your cities. You can reach out to myself. We'll be more than happy to work with you and and direct you in a way that we can all work together to have a successful virtual independence.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about some other stuff, because I'll give you a little bit of a chance for you to go and check on the family and come back. We're going to transition over to bring in my president here from the state of Washington, Mr. Zakeo Ngoma. Welcome, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. How is Seattle? I think I know, but I haven't been outside yet, but I think I do know. But how is Seattle from your perspective?
Well, Seattle is still cloudy. Started out being foggy this morning, but I think the forecast says things should clear up as the day wears on. So
Absolutely.
Should be another nice day.
Thank you for being here. I want to give you the opportunity. I know that Aziz has been doing a lot of good stuff in the community, right? So we live here in the United States, and our communities are integrating with the greater communities within the United States. And Aziz has been one of the leading organizations out there, when it comes to just being there for the community, right? So tell us a little bit about the projects that you're working on when it comes to PPE distributions and just funding, how you're supporting the community, the Zambian community, and the community at large here in Seattle.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, as this one has been around a long time, I would say, since 2006 here, and throughout our history, we've really placed importance on looking out for our neighbor, doing the best to help and lift other people up. Well, now we are in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, and of course, it's now hit the White House as well. So that's just how serious this problem is. And with the pandemic, of course, we're seeing an increased number of domestic violence issues, mental health issues, basically mental behavioral issues all across the country. Even substance abuse have gone up. So Azizwa has stepped in to try to help our community members as well as our, I would call them sister communities, the Angolans and the Malawians, in trying to really mitigate against the effects of the pandemic. So one way we are doing that is we have on board Mwiche Lupambo, Miss Mwiche Lupambo. She's a mental health therapist, board certified, and also Pastor Simuzosha, who is a counselor. And Azizwa has provided the resources for community members to approach either Miss Lupambo or Pastor Simuzosha, depending on what they think their needs are, and really get the help that they need. And Azizwa is actually paying for up to 3 sessions for the help that the community members are receiving either through Pastor Simuzosha or Ms. Lupambo. And we've extended the service to not only the Zambian community, but also to our sister communities, the Angolans and the Malawians. At one point, somebody asked, does it have to be just somebody from the Zambian community? My position is that if somebody needs help and they're from Congo, I think we're going to draw the circle a little bit bigger. So we'll get them the help they need. So we're doing that, and we are paying the money, paying for the sessions directly to the service providers on behalf of the community members.
Absolutely.
Another thing we're doing is we've sent out stimulus checks, kind of like the federal government sent out stimulus checks at one point during the pandemic. As this was done the same, we've done it actually twice to help families, navigate the challenges of putting food on the table or putting gas in their car so they can make the trip to that important appointment, either to look for work or a doctor's appointment. And we've done that twice. It's been very successful. People have reached out, and we've put checks in the mail, and people are happy about that. And the other thing we are doing right now is we are sending out face coverings, i.e. masks, and hand sanitizer. We've mailed quite a bit in the last few days here. And, I think the fact that the president was tested positive for COVID-19 has really brought to the front the importance of wearing masks and just doing the right things during this pandemic. So we're hopeful that our community is doing their job, actually playing their part in fighting the pandemic through the face coverings and the hand sanitizer that we are shipping on a daily basis to them.
Excellent. You always do a great job in the state of Washington. So we want to make sure that you continue, and we support you. I would suggest that through Zanus, I know you're part of Zanus, probably your success is remarkable, right? So we probably want to replicate, what you've done in the state of Washington by probably providing information to other organizations that are maybe new, in different communities. I think that would be really helpful, so we can create some kind of a situation where everybody gets the opportunity to to either share or help someone or receive help. So thank you so much for being here, and talk about how excited are you about the upcoming independence celebration, and how is the state of Washington being involved with the upcoming event?
Zambians are always up for a party
Right.
here in the Seattle area.
Right.
We hold each other's hands during times of trouble, but we also hold each other's hands during times of celebration. So the Zambian community here in Seattle is looking forward to the event coming up here in just under 3 weeks, and 3 weeks actually, 3 weeks, and we'll throw our lot in with the rest of the world to just have a good time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here. I hope you're going to stick around so we can wrap up the show together. But we do have other community members in the back. And we know that Yomaps is one of the performers for this upcoming show. Yomaps, if you haven't heard of him, is a gentleman who is located in Zambia, and he's just doing great work. And we're excited because he's going to be one of the performers alongside Mampi and other, talented artists. So we're going to take a short break, and I'm going to bring you a little bit of a clip from Yomaps. And when we come back, we're going to bring in the DJs so we can see. We don't get to talk to the DJs all the time, but we get to hear them play. But this time around, we're going to get to hear them speak. So stay tuned. We'll be right here. This is Channel A TV, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Baby nalembaga nyimbo kakumutima kwa ngati ufuna ungafunze bonse banzanga. Anyway, nifuna kunkala nawe mutima kucheza baby, nifuna kukota nawe chabe. Anyway, nifuna kunkala nawe mutima kucheza baby, nifuna kukota nawe chabe. Tinga chiteli fresh, kuyamba futi kuchitali fresha. Usiya my pressure. Tinga chiteli fresh, kuyamba futi kuchitali fresha. Kuibala my pressure. Afalomba baby nakula now, kukuna mana siya now. My pressure naleka now, wanna be your best friend, yeah. Mtima ni palolo, ndiwe ni mafuna paka mailo. Siningafune kusiya geilo, wamushe soku meso chiza yelo, yeah. Baby tinga yambe futi, ninga bolele kudale na paduti. You look so sexy, na movie kuti. Baby, my African queen, yeah. Ndabadele bomini malote ndigo mama loda. Leka kulina zakatapo mwandi pachilonda. Nankala pansi ni kulembe lako na kaleta. Nangana pa phone manje kaza feka. Baby nalembaga nyimbo kakumutima kwa ngati ufuna ungafunze bonse banzanga. Anyway, nifuna kunkala nawe mutima kucheza baby, nifuna kukota nawe chabe. Anyway, nifuna kunkala nawe mutima kucheza baby, nifuna kukota nawe chabe. Tinga chiteli fresh, kuyamba futi kuchitali fresha. Usiya my pressure. Tinga chiteli fresh, kuyamba futi kuchitali fresha. Kuibala my pressure. Alanga bwacha ni webo nsakamana, nechiso chadambo kupalanana. Baby fendela wisakamana, alanga waluba no mutimula sakamana. Mutikondi ni wandu, yeah. Monga antinga na maku, munsala ine I do. Monga exile na nalu. Mami, big mtima panshi. Ala magelo bashala no chance. Bali iwendeshe kupoza mapanshi. Take easy, mpela kwa fechansi. Kali pakale, ula exantu mina fekali pakale. Baby kale na fuma mokali pitakale. Musebanya le kabila na lifuma mokale. Baby nalembaga nyimbo kakumutima kwa ngati ufuna ungafunze bonse banzanga. Anyway, nifuna kunkala nawe, mutima kucheza baby, nifuna kukota nawe chabe. Anyway, nifuna kunkala nawe, mutima kucheza baby, nifuna kukota nawe chabe. Tinga chiteri fresh, kuyamba futi kuchitari fresha. You see my pressure, my pressure. Tinga chiteri fresh, kuyamba futi kuchitari fresha. Kuibala my pressure, my pressure.
It's your maps on the beat, boy.
Welcome back live here at Channel A TV. We are so honored to have all these community leaders here in the United States, originally from Zambia. We do have folks that make us dance in this community. We know that Africans love to dance. You know, we can't pass on having a great time. And one of the people that have changed our lives are the DJs here in the United States, because, you know, without them, I wouldn't know where we'd be. And I call him my kid brother. I've known him for many, many years. I'm going to bring him in the feed. He's no other than, he looks familiar to you, most of you guys. DJ Flockid, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, my brother? DC
I know
Productions.
you're drinking on something. You're drinking on something. So I was trying to delay my comments. So, so by
Oh,
the time
some
I bring you
water.
in-
I'm having some water over
Got
here.
it. Got it. All right. So I know that you chose to put USA because you're not home in the great state of Connecticut.
Right,
You
right.
know, you are in Dallas. You
Yeah,
know, so
visiting.
those of you that are in Dallas, you can call DJ Flockid, have him come and eat some shimmer. You know,
Right.
he's visiting right now in Dallas. We hope you're staying safe, my brother. It's good to see you.
Definitely. Very, very safe.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, Flockid, why is it important for the DJs to actually really take time and prepare? Because you know that when I give you a call, you're always ready. You can get up, you know, from your bed and still connect and, you know, go on the tables and we can go. So you're always ready to go. So what makes you to be unique? I've enjoyed working with you over the years, and I've enjoyed seeing you grow over the years. What sets you aside from everybody else? Everybody else is still good, but what sets you
Right.
aside from, you know, you being who you are?
Really, for me, the biggest thing is more of consistency, you know. Like, you know, I always got my radio show that I always do. I used to do it on Thursday nights, but, you know, I had to change the schedules. I'm now on every Friday night, actually every other Friday night. So that really keeps me driven in you know, practice makes perfect, like they say. You know, I always try to connect with my people all the time. You know, always coming on live. You know, doing my radio show, connecting with the people. Really, that's really what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now I know that remember the last show we did, you know, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and people are like, DC production, if you turn off the machines, you know, we got, you know, so they're like they don't want to go. You know, it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, right? So
DC Productions, you know, you know, when I get in the mood and I'm on the
right,
set, you know,
right.
everything goes.
Yeah, so that's always a challenge. But you know, talk about preparation, because most of us show up and we start dancing. You don't think about, you know, how long it takes to prepare. You know, what do you go through as a person? What do you how do you prepare your mind to be so crisp and be on top of music and knowing what's trending and knowing what's cracking for the community, for you to keep us entertained the way you do?
Right. For me, it really is it's the crowd. Really. I have to you know, think about it. You know what kind of crowd I'm gonna be DJing for. You know, I always have to. We're not as a DJ. It's not really about you. You know what I mean? It's about
Right.
the crowd that you're DJing for. It's what the people want. You know what I mean? It's not
Right.
what the music. It's not what the music I like. It's the music that
Right.
the people like and the music that the people want to dance to. You know what I mean? That's really
Absolutely.
the biggest thing for me. It's to please the crowd. You know.
Absolutely. So you talked about the crowd and what the people want. So what do
Right.
you think people want for the upcoming Zambian independence celebration?
A lot of Zambian music. A lot of your mouths. You know,
right.
with the Zambian family, you know, they're not very difficult to please. You know, they'll have a little bit of everything. You know, it's not just Zambian music. We're throwing a little bit of some Afro beats. You know, maybe some of the old school R&B music. You know, throwing some new school music for them. You know, we'll
Yeah.
mix it up.
You
We'll
mix it up.
definitely mix it up.
Yeah, I thought this was unique because people get to hear you, through music, right? But they don't get to hear your sense of humor and how you speak and stuff like that. So I thought this was good for you, for folks to get a chance to actually speak to you. And I have some questions that are coming up in the feed here. So, but this is my personal question because every time I come for work in Connecticut, you guys always take care of me. You come to the hotel, pick me up, and I come and hang out with
This
you
is
guys.
production. That's without a question. Without a doubt, your family. You're my brother.
Right.
You're part of
I'm
the
your
family.
brother.
Whenever you're in Connecticut,
Right,
your
right.
family.
Right, absolutely,
I'm
absolutely. And
always
thank
there
you
for
so
you.
much.
Yeah, Kayaka DJ, Kayaka 2 is always there for you.
Shout
My
out to,
brother DJ Mina, we're all family.
exactly, absolutely. Shout out to DJ Kayeka, DJ Mina out there in Connecticut. So, but this is a question that I always wanted to ask you, but I always forget to ask you. When I come to your house, or if anybody's bringing me over, they say, "Oh, we know where you're going. Yeah, you're going to Daughter Avenue, right?" So I'm like, okay. So talk to me. How did that name just come, Daughter Avenue? That's kind of, I don't know if it's politically correct for me to say that, but
It's a long story, but
Okay. Okay.
it's a long story. But OC Oscillation came up with that name.
Okay. Yeah, because it's in songs, and most of the folks can actually attest to what I'm saying. They hear it in the song, Doda Avenue, in a song. I'm like, Doda Avenue. I'm like, okay,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Okay. So we blame it on OC. Shout out to OC out there in Atlanta. My brother OC, my young brother in Atlanta. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Big up to us, big shout out to us. But DC, I've always been talking about this. I mean, you definitely have to sit down and have an interview, me and you talk, so everybody else, could get to know a little bit more about DJ Floki. We need to sit down.
Absolutely. Well, we give them a little bit of a dose, and we're starting from Doda Avenue, and then we can build up from there, right? Whatever that means.
It's a good start.
Whatever that means, man, we can start from there. But I appreciate you. I appreciate your mom and your dad and everything else. Thank you so much for.
Shout out to my mom, my biggest supporter.
Shout out to Mama out there. Biggest supporter, right? Every time you're on, she's on there commenting.
Right.
Yeah. So what should people look forward to? Different, because we know you're good at what you do. So what should inspire people to tune in? For the upcoming show.
You know what? They're gonna have to find out. You know what? We want to surprise them.
I love it.
They have to tune in and find out. We got a little surprise for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the good thing about this community is that we have a lot of good DJs, and you guys work together. Sometimes you collaborate. Sometimes it's a pool of talent, right? So the good thing about it is that you're gonna play. You come from a different bracket, and next DJ will come from a different bracket, and when we blend all that stuff together, it's amazing. So thank you for being here, my brother. I hope you're gonna stick around, because at the end of the show, we're gonna unveil the logo, the official logo for the Independence.
I'm very excited. I cannot wait to share it on all my social media.
Absolutely. Good to have you, my brother. So I'll talk to you soon. We're going to transition on to the next DJ before we go back to the community. So stay tuned,
Thanks,
man.
DC.
Take care of yourself, okay? Stay tuned. I'll see you in a second.
Yeah,
all
definitely.
Right. If you are joining us, we are having a great conversation with folks here in the United States. These are leaders, talented folks from different parts of the United States, coming originally from Zambia. So I'm going to transition on to another brother of mine, DJ C Money, all the way in Chicago. Welcome to the program, my brother.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I love the way you are just relaxed, because I know when you're playing, you don't look like that. So what's going on? How's your day going so far?
It's a cool full day in Chicago.
Absolutely. You talk a lot when we talk on the phone, so I want to make sure that people see exactly what I hear on the phone. So this is the opportunity for folks to see you, right? Well, welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations. I know that you just launched your app yesterday, correct?
Correct.
And how's the app doing right now? And what is the app for?
Initially, I'm a dreamer. So a couple of months ago, in the middle of the night, I was like, I need my own platform for my mixes.
Mm-hmm.
I've been selling mixes for some time. Every time I play, I have, sometimes I just give them away. Those who want to buy would buy, but I was like, I need to have a platform where I could just have all my mixes in one place.
Absolutely.
So I was like, times are changing. How about an app? I'm not that tech, but so that's how it came up. And
wow.
Yeah.
So what audience are you targeting for your app? If I got your app, what should I expect?
All age groups. I mean, I've got Zambian mixes where I have about 6 or 7 DJs under my belt right now. Young kids, they're dope DJs. We're grooming them. Some of them are already radio DJs in Zambia. They're club DJs in Zambia. So I have an Afrobeat section. I have gospel. I have reggae and dancehall. I'm working on a Kalindula section. I have classic old 80s, rare grooves section. I have hip hop and R&B. I have 90s. It's spread out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Congratulations again, man. I hear very good comments and very good reviews from everybody that's been, watching you and following your journey. I love what you said. You're a dreamer, so it's always important. If you're watching us and you're watching like right now, you always have to have dreams. It's okay to dreams, but to have dreams. But then if you just continue dreaming without waking up, dreams will just remain with dreams. So you always want to wake up and actually really get into the field and get into the trenches and actually do the work. So you are such an example of what's happening. Why is it important for you to embrace other DJs, the younger DJs coming up? And you shared with me yesterday that some of the DJs, most of the DJs coming up are in Zambia actually, and you're kind of trying to train them under your belt. So what inspired you to do that?
Really, this field is funny. Most DJs will not give you the opportunity to shine. I'm sorry to say that, but
no, I mean,
I'm talking from experience. I started
Right.
DJing at 14 years old in London,
Right.
doing house parties and stuff. But so yeah, just based on my experience, I figured, at my age, with my experience, I'll just make a difference in somebody's life. They're looking for that opportunity for the world to see them. Why not give them the chance?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like what you said. I love what you said because you're giving a solution, not just talking about the issue, but also providing the solution. So if you are a great DJ, you have a lot of experience. So right now, if you are opening the Zambian independence celebration, what would be your first song that you would play?
I will unveil my own jingle, my own DJ Simani song. Let's dance. That to get the crowd going.
Okay, and then right after that, what would you play?
As the spirit leads, man.
We're gonna leave it like that. So we'll let the spirit lead you into the next bracket. In a couple of weeks, we'll find out where the spirit is going to lead you when it comes to music. Shout out to Soul Online Radio DJs over there in the UK. Shout out to DJ Kawuzi, who's my young brother who's watching right now. You guys are doing a fantastic job in the UK as well, and we love the fact that we collaborate with all the DJs here in the United States. So shout out to you guys. So Simani, man, it's great to have you, and I'm hoping that you stick around as well, so you can be there when we unveil, the official logo for this year's independence. So we appreciate your work, man. Any last words from you?
Zambians all over the world, especially the diaspora, save the date, October 24th. Big shout out to DJ Flow Kid, heavy hitter DJ. He's doing big things, major things. Look forward. We're gonna make you dance. Look forward to all the artists from Zambia, comedians, MCs, presidents, businessmen, businesswomen. Let's do this. We're ready.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for being here. So we're going to transition a little bit and move on to the community. In the back, I have Mr. Jimmy Katuta trying to get situated there. I have Miss Joyce Chirwa in the back hanging out. We have Miss Chipo in the back. We have just a lot of community members just hanging out, getting ready to share their thoughts real quickly. So because of time, we're going to try to keep it moving so we can make sure that we get through it as quickly as we can. So I'm going to transition to Miss Joyce real fast. Miss Joyce, welcome. It's good to have you, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, viewers. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm excited to be live and also to contribute towards this year's independence celebration.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what are you looking mostly to enjoy when it comes to the celebration of the Zambian independence? Is it the history part of it, or is it the music part of it? Is it what are you excited about?
You know, as Zambians, we are a mixing bowl
Right.
where we enjoy everything. We enjoy just the company of other Zambians coming together, sharing the history. Even if we are in different parts of the world, away from home, we are still embracing our legacy as Zambians. Therefore, we are looking forward to this independence so that not only can the pandemic stop us from celebrating this important event, but we found a way of bringing all the Zambians together and celebrate and share the history of our independence.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are so glad because we have mothers like yourself who always put us in line when we start going off the rails a little bit. So thank you for being here. To the people in Dallas, what would be your message to encourage them right now? Because I know that you have a funeral within your midst. So what would be your message to encourage someone who's watching right now and they're from your community? What would you say to encourage them?
I would simply say that in the midst of the sadness that we have, we still have to look on the brighter side of life. Much as we miss our brothers and sisters that have gone before us, right. We urge the Zambians in Dallas especially, to come on board on the 24th of October and celebrate this joyous occasion with everyone else. And come in numbers. What we are planning to do is, if you can, of course, with the social distancing, families, you can invite 1 or 2 people as long as, they're screened, so that you can have a few of the munkoyos, right. Chibwantus, and another drink and enjoy on that particular day. So our go out there with the Zambians in Dallas is come all and enjoy on that particular day.
Absolutely. You look lovely. It's good to see you again. And I love the fact that you're moving on with technology. Now you got the headphones. Last time, we're going back and forth on the phone trying to get situated, but now you got all that stuff figured out. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for being here. So it's great having you. I hope you're going to stick around so that we can unveil the logo together, so thank you so much for being here. When we come back, we're going to talk to Mr. Jimmy Katuta, especially when it comes to business real quickly. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Davies here right at Channel A TV. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. This is Davies here at Channel A TV. I'm so excited to have all these folks calling in from different parts of the United States, people who are passionate about Zambia. I'm going to bring in my brother here, Mr. Jimmy Katuta. Let's see whether you can actually have you. Mr. Jimmy, it looks to be working on his technology. There you go. There you go. Can you hear me, sir? All right. So as we give him time to get situated, we're going to move on real quickly and move on to Miss Kayingu, and hopefully you can connect with us. Here we go. So how are you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing great. And how about you?
You are all the way, thank you so much. You are all the way in Indiana, and you are the upcoming vice president. How excited are you to be in that position? Because we know that leadership is not easy, because now you're going to be dealing with all our issues. So how excited are you to step into the light?
I am super excited, but above all, just leave everything in the hands of God to use me to make a difference, especially with our Zambian community. And I'm just looking forward to working with everybody else.
Absolutely. So what is the most important thing that, to you, that you need to start working on right away as soon as your number is called? What is the first thing that you're going to start working on as a leader in your community?
First of all, I'm the vice president for the community in Zambians here in Indiana. So I'm just going to spread my wings and just make sure that every association has their life insurance in place, having been through what we've been through as Zambians in the United States, I just feel everybody has to be mandated to have that life insurance. I had a life insurance group here through Madson Insurance, and
Right.
I have almost 50 people here, which is a good thing. And I'm looking forward to sensitizing other associations to be in the same line as we are, so we don't have to, squeeze our pockets every time one of us passes away. So that's
Absolutely.
something that's on my to-do list. And
Excellent.
everything else
Excellent.
is going to come as the spirit leads, like
As the spirit
you
leads. I
said.
love that. This is the
Yes,
second time we're hearing the spirit.
Yes.
If you're watching or listening, use your spirit to follow us so that we can all be led in the right direction together. Thank you so much for using that phrase, and thank you so much for all the hard work. So when it comes to the independence coming up, would you be open then? Is it safe for us to say that you're gonna take advantage of the platform, since we're gonna have thousands and thousands and thousands of Zambians watching? Are you going to take advantage and talk about the life insurance coming up and what it takes? Because some of us, sometimes it's just a lack of information. That's why we don't sign up. I'm not saying I haven't signed up. I have one. But I'm just saying that, folks who haven't signed up, sometimes it's lack of information. So would you take the advantage of the platform then to share the information?
I think I would, given an opportunity, though I have to rehearse with the other president to see if they can slot me in for just 5 minutes. So,
well, President Fred, President Noah, they're all in the green room watching, smiling. So I think this is a political move that we just made, to campaign for your slot. So hopefully it works out for you. Good luck. And we hope you stick around till we come back, and have a great time together. So I'm going to move on. We are right now in Indiana, talking to you, but I'm going to move over to the great state of, we're going to go to Philadelphia and bring in our sister Chipo. Stay tuned. And Miss Chipo is right there. Miss Chipo, how are you doing?
Doing good, thank you.
All right. So I know that earlier you had the kids and they're excited to see you speaking, and they're still in the background there. So who do we have here? The handsome man.
This is Cambia. He's my grandson, and the mother is just coming to get him.
Oh, excellent! So he loves the limelight. So he is like, no,
Very much.
I need to be seen. I need to be seen. So thank you for all your hard work in the community. So, why is it important in your opinion, for us to come together during the independence?
I think to have that spirit of oneness across all Zambians, regardless of where you are, is important. As you know, family is always first with us all humans, or should be first. And when you have an opportunity to extend yourself to be beyond your immediate family, to all the peoples that you call your own, it's always exciting. Just to know how others are doing, to be able to see their talents, to be able to be inspired and influenced by others is always a great thing.
Absolutely. Now, within the Zambian community, we are encouraging women to step up into the limelight and actually be leaders and take positions that they are rightfully supposed to take. Why is it important for you to lead by example and encourage the young women growing up today to say, hey, you are a woman, you're supposed to be leading just like any other man, and encourage them at an early age? Why is it important for you to be a light or an example to the young ladies growing up?
Absolutely. I was brought up in a home where the males and the females were treated the same.
Lucky you. lucky you.
So it was, males. I was the oldest girl, but I was number 5. So I had 4 older brothers. They cooked and they cleaned, and then when I came, I cooked and I cleaned. So what they did, I did. And so I raised my kids the same way, that what the boys could do, the girls could do too. And in terms of leadership amongst women, it is important, and it is definitely a passion for me. Just looking at, how women are fared across the world in different communities, and just promoting who they are and their skills and the strength that they have. A woman is so much stronger than most people probably even believe. But so when you have an opportunity to bring them into leadership, they'll definitely be able to handle that and do extremely well.
Absolutely. Very well said. So what do you think, in your opinion, as an organization in Philadelphia, What do you think we need to do more when it comes to passing on information? Because we come from, a couple of days ago, I put up a post where I was talking about, I come from a community or a culture where information was passed on from one generation to the next through storytelling, right? And so that's what inspires me to do, stuff in digital communication. In your case, what do you think the organization need to do to have that consistency when it comes to passing on information from your leadership to the next one and the next one without having a break in between?
I think passing on information to the new generation is vital in us being Africans. It's by word of mouth, and when you go beyond other communities, they emphasize more on the written mode. But we, word of mouth. We sit our children down and we give them the word, and they do the same the way they received it. And so that is our culture. And so to be able to do that, you have to be close-knit. In other words, and it doesn't just within the family, it's within the community. So when you're raising, like I say, it takes a village to raise a child, because information is coming to you from all your sources, your aunties, your uncles, your neighbors, and your teachers, whatever people in authority. So I think we need to promote our Africanness in terms of holding the extended family. And when I was talking about, she is my cousin, but she's like my father's cousin's children and so forth, and they couldn't understand that. You mean you are in contact with like your father's cousin's children, whatever. Right. And because in this country it's very nuclear. I see. We are an extended family. So when I see another Zambian, it's a blessing, and we get inspired, and there's something that happens inside of us when you see another member of the family, and then you say, oh, they are from Zambia, and it brings joy. And we exchange information. And so it's the closeness that we have to maintain, and that information will be able to go forth. Because when we isolate, then you don't get to hear that information.
Absolutely.
Just being on this broadcast, I've already received information from what's going on in Seattle, what's going on in Indiana, and the things that we could do here in Philadelphia. And that is what brings growth, because of contact. So I'm very inspired by that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all your sentiments. And so is it safe to say that then the independence celebration should include history of Zambia, for sure? Not just dancing, not just having a great time, but also infuse some history of Zambia somewhere in there, so that folks and the kids that we're having here can learn a little bit and continue to understand, where we come from and things like that. And as Africa as a whole, just continue to understand the culture. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you're going to stick around as we prepare to bring in everybody from in the green room. We'll bring in as many as we can, hopefully. And I'm going to play a brand new track that's just released, probably not more than 12 hours. This track comes from a young man called Stanza, all the way in Zambia, and featuring Yomaps. And we're doing that because Yomaps is one of the folks that's going to grace us with the music coming up at the celebration on October 24th. On Saturday. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to meet everybody. Here is a brand new track from Stanza featuring Yomaps.
Yo, Stash, give me the keys, man.
I'm feeling it. Stash on the beat.
Stanza. Yomaps, let's get him, yo.
Chikondi chinali chepa nomo. Nakuseka kwenze chepa nomo. Why you wanna leave me now, baby? Ako kalimba. Kenzo veka pa nomo. Nakasaundi kanalichepa nomo. Manje wakagwesa volumo. Oka nibweze kumova. Ngatibazila nibweze kumova. Sunifuna nibweze kumova. Nezonkana okondwela. Nabazanga bose bokondwela. Nibweze kumova. Ngatibazila nibweze kumova. Sunifuna nibweze kumova. Baba. Nibweze kumova. Nibweze kumova.
doing great. You see, I was doing fine, wanted to go places, and then you came around. I'm a those nice really can't see why she let me could be the shy shit when you came like the wind. I put to a wheel of move. Tell me that you love me, I believe I move. Got my back if you ever one day kill I call you play games in my heart while you playing. I go gone is the bliss, gone is the piss. I never saw myself going down like this. Why you do me wrong? Apa numbole foku piamo muna filia one sangile mweke samu.
Ngativasila nibweze kumova, sunifuna nibweze kumova. Nezonkala okondwela, nabasanga bose bokondwela. Nibweze kumova, ngativasila nibweze kumova, sunifuna nibweze kumova. Let's go.
Nindala, Delota, Namufilo, Fiance will enconca. I wanna move on, but not be sure. All the happiness I had, little one wish. Held you down when you needed me there. Never let you side when you needed me there. Now you doing fine, you don't need me there. All the things we've been through now, you don't even care. We shake calendar, shiny one shot. Come on, when I look at that, shotgun say it's okay anyway. Yeah. Atilelo le foku piamo. Okay, filia one sangile mweke samo stands.
Chikondi chinali chepa nomo, na kuseka kwenza chepa nomo. Why you wanna leave me now, baby?
Why you wanna leave?
Ako kalimba, kenzo mveka pa nomo, na kasaundi kanali chepa nomo. Manje wakagwesa volume. Okay, nibweze kumova, ngativasila nibweze kumova, sunifuna nibweze kumova. Nibweze kumova, ngativasila nibweze kumova, sunifuna nibweze kumova.
One more time, let's go.
Welcome back live here at Channel ATV. We are so honored to have all the folks from Zambia who are located in different cities and trying to make a difference in the community by being a part of the larger community, by bringing folks together and sharing the resources that we have. So without wasting too much time, moving forward, I'm going to bring in Mr. Njovu here. Mr. Noah, if you can unmute your microphone. Welcome back, Mr. Fred. We bring you back into the feed right here. Welcome as well, my brother. It's good to have you guys, and thank you for being patient. And so, Fred, we're talking about the Zambian celebration. In closing, why should people be excited about, the celebration coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I think this will be a great opportunity for business owners, people that have businesses, in the States as well as in other countries, to be part of this event. Take advantage of the technology, take advantage of this platform that we have, where we can be able to celebrate together from a distance, but then also showcase our businesses and services. We're going to have entertainers, we're going to have credible speakers. We're reaching out to politicians to speak. So it's also another chance for everybody to hear from our leaders from Zambia. Another chance for us to really enjoy together. Unfortunately, we cannot celebrate physically as we've done in the past. But we're putting this together to ensure that we can celebrate, we can enjoy the music, the comedy. We can get the word of encouragement from our politicians to also maybe know more about the folks that are going to be perhaps running for the elections next year in Zambia. And in addition to that, we also want to focus on pushing for Zambians in the United States, citizens, folks that are eligible to participate in the 2020 elections in the USA. Like you mentioned before, if you've not registered already, Monday, the 5th, this coming Monday, is the last day of registration to vote, to be eligible. So if you've not had the chance to go out there and register, please see if you can by Monday. We're in crucial times, and I think it's important for all of us to participate. It's the future for our country, the future of our communities, and again, like you mentioned before, we're sending well wishes to the President of the United States. We want him to get better, and we're sending our prayers to the entire family that they get well soon.
Absolutely, very, very well said. So we're gonna also bring in Mr. Zakeo Ngoma here from the state of Washington. Mr. Noah, as we continue, what have you put in place when it comes to just encouraging folks to vote? Whether if they're eligible to vote here in the United States. Have you done, as Zanus, done anything to sensitize people? I know that from our organization, from Channel A TV, we've been doing voter registration for a while now. We started with census and into voter registration, and it just spirals into the next cycle of what's going on in the community. So what is Zanus doing to sensitize people when it comes to voting, not only in the United States, but also back home?
Yeah, again, thank you for that great question. So actually, tomorrow, President Fred had indicated in my earlier communication with him that we are actually, because for those who may not know, we have a radio show every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Mm-hmm. So the topic for tomorrow is actually the same one that you brought up, Mr. Chirwa. So we'll be encouraging, because we are Zambians who happen to be the United States. So at the end of the day, we always have to make sure that at least we are doing everything possible where we live. So the election coming up just in a few months and some weeks from here. So we are encouraging people, and we're putting out information. I think the other association leaders are making videos to share on their respective platforms. But tomorrow's show on the Zanus radio show at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be discussing the same topic, because we want to make sure that at least we're encouraging our people to vote if they are able to vote here. Make sure you are a citizen, because we don't want you to get in problem. If everything is okay with your paperwork here, make sure you register, because as you heard from President Fred, the deadline is coming up very soon. We want to make sure at least your voice is heard and is counted. So we, in future, will be coordinating with folks back home, because part of the emphasis is to make sure that at least people are registered. Of course, they are, I think the Zambia Block Talk Radio has had a show. I'm one of the contributors for the Zambia Block Talk Radio. It airs every Saturday at 10 a.m. And we are trying to see also how we can bring in folks from, I think, the Ministry of the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Right.
They'll be coming up, I don't know, maybe I think in the coming weeks. So we are actually putting out a lot of education, and at the same time trying to sensitize the people, ensuring that at least they understand that their vote counts. We want to make sure these people are stepping out there. And one of the things that, if I can add on, is most of our Zambians here, they do not know their state or Congress or district representatives. So we want to ensure that at least when you live in the United States, you have to take a little bit of interest, know who is your district representative, who is your state congressmen and senators and things like that. So that's something that I think we need to encourage on our front here as Zanus, and just trying to ensure that at least people know who their representatives are.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for shedding light on that. Prior to COVID-19, from our organization, what we did was we created an opportunity to where we took folks from the community who didn't understand how the voting process works, right? So we invite folks to come and speak, leaders, elected officials to come and speak to people in the community so that they can understand. And we went on to physically show people, how the ballots, go through, are transported from a secure from one location to the secure location and actually be counted. And most of the folks, those of you that are in the state of Washington, it's in Renton. You can actually go. Everybody has a right to go and witness, the voting the process in which the votes go through, physically from upon arrival, going through the machines and how they're counted and the whole process. It was really cool for me to experience. I've done it a couple of times now. So if you're out there, that's something that should take interest. Mr. Zakir, if I can transition to you, you've done a tremendous work in the state of Washington as well. So, what are we doing to make sure that folks are encouraged to participate when it comes to voting? Those of the folks that are eligible to vote, and just making sure that, because sometimes, we can say, oh, that's not my problem, and we fall back and without really doing much about it. But this is one of the most important, historical election that folks can be a part of. So what are we doing to encourage people to be a part of this?
Azizwa is doing its part in educating people about the voter registration process. Here in Seattle, I would say we are privileged. We are to be part of the large organization called the Washington State Coalition of African Community Leaders.
Right.
Basically, this is an organization that looks at the interests of refugees/immigrant populations of African descent here in the region. And through Washington State Coalition of African Community Leaders, a lot of information is being passed around and communicated to to African communities in regards to voter registration and how important this is, how important it is to be part of the process. We did the same thing with the census 2020. A lot of information was going through a Washington State Coalition of African Community Leaders. So in a nutshell, we are doing what we can together with other African community leaders here in the area to make sure everybody's on board, everybody casts their ballot, those that are eligible to vote, that is.
Absolutely. Thank you for all your hard work. So we're going to continue on and bring in Ms. Joyce and Ms. Kaingu. If I can bring you into the feed here, and Ms. Joyce, if you can look up and be with us, I'll bring you into the feed. Ms. Kaingu, we know that we spoke about life insurance. You have Mr. Zakeo right next above you there. He has a lot of experience as well. I'll suggest that you guys coordinate and get it together. We make sure we continue to serve the people in the community. So thank you everybody for being here. So I was trying to connect with Mr. Jimmy Katuta specifically when it comes to business, because we know that he's a businessman, and I was trying to hear from him to have him encourage other businesses giving them the reason why they should be exposed to even the Zambian community at large when it comes to the independence coming up. And so I'm going to add Ms. Chipo here to the feed. Ms. Chipo, welcome back. And, then we're going to transition on next to Ms. Kaingu. You're in there. Ms. Joyce Chiwe. Ms. Joyce, let's see if you can come back here and be with us. Let's see whether we can have her here. Okay, she was reconnecting. And we have in the background, we have C-Money and DJ Flow Kid. We're going to bring them back in just shortly. Mr. Noah, coming back to you, when it comes to what's coming up right now, why do you think it's significant for us to showcase the history of Zambia, as well as have a good time, as well as put in other information? So how are we going to truncate all the information and pack it in a way that it's not boring for people to watch?
Yeah, again, thank you for that question. So I know our people have this affinity for entertainment and dancing and things like that, but much as we love entertainment, there has to be packaged some educational component. I was actually talking to one of our professors here in Indiana. He usually has a slideshow presentation. Each time when we have an independence celebration, there is that educational component, because we want, especially the younger generation, kids who have been born in these parts, to understand where some of the parents are coming from and things like that, to have a better understanding, because I think that, as we all know, 4th of July is a huge day in this country. That patriotism that is being pushed in the schools from an early age. So we don't have that in Zambia. So we want to make sure that at least we're taking advantage of this platform to share a little bit about the history. So the gentleman I was talking to, I think, I'm sure if you are able to get in touch with Mr. Katuta, because there is a huge project. I wanted him to share on the same. There is a huge project that is being worked out in Zambia
Right.
right now, just trying to find work on some sponsors, because I'm sure most of you know Nelson Mandela, and Zambia played a very crucial role, not only for South Africa and Southern African countries, but I think Africa as a whole. So not so much is known about our Super Ken president, and of course we all know he's getting up there in age. So there is this effort to make a documentary and which will run into a movie. So there is a group of Zambians who are working on that front. So since we're having some challenges with Mr. Katuta, he's the gentleman who shared this information with me. So I was going to have him chat a little bit more. But it's very, very important for us, at least, especially going forward for our children born, especially in this country, to have a sound history of where they're coming from. Because they say if you do not know where you are coming from, of course, you always be blown by the wind. What has happened to most of our folks in this country is, of course, the history was wiped out of them. Of course, by, I mean, we don't want to get into those.
Right. The political part of it, but we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we as parents, we have to ensure that at least we are doing everything possible. So when we have an event like this, we have Shimumbi, of course, telling jokes. We have good music playing. We have to be in a position at the same time to throw in at least some education that will help empower our people as they just grow, especially in this country. Being black, you have to make sure that at least you understand where you're coming from. So
absolutely.
Look forward to a very, very packed day. We're trying to finalize on the program. So I encourage the leadership. Again, this speaks to Zanus, having leadership across the board. So you have President Ngoma in Washington, you have President Fred Kazembe in Dallas, and you have these other leaders. So that shows why we formed Zanus, so that at least we as association leaders could be on the same front. We could share ideas in real time. So without taking much of the time, I'll end right there. So don't want to miss the event. It's Saturday, October the 24th, Zambia's 56th independence celebration.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So speaking of having a good time, if there's somebody who knows how to have a good time, is one of our friends, Sarah. She's in the back. Sarah, if you're okay for me to bring you back, give me a smile. There it is. All right. So Sarah, we know you love having a good time. Welcome, by the way. Good to see you.
Thank you. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello. So
Hi.
what are you expecting? What do you want to see when it comes to the Zambian independence coming up?
What do I want to see? I just want to see everyone getting along with everybody and everybody getting to be,
We always do, Sarah. What you mean? We always do.
Well, I mean, I just want.
Right.
I want. My gosh.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just to want to kind of type of event where everyone will be getting along. Just being grateful for everything. I mean, life, for where we are, and that kind of good stuff.
Absolutely. So some of the people will be helping us to enjoy that Ubuntu are the DJs. I'm gonna bring them here real quickly. So DJ Floor Kid, welcome back. DJ C-Money, welcome back. And Sarah, you can hang out with us. Your family, you can always hang out with us anytime you want to. So thank you for joining us as well. So Floor Kid, if you can unmute your microphone real quickly. When it comes to music, back home, we're trying to promote music back home. That's why we extended to, and I want to be clear with this, Noah, if it's okay. We are giving opportunities for folks back home to try and promote them here, right? This is not disrespect to anybody. We have a lot of talents, Zambians that are based here within the United States, who are also getting a lot of opportunities and looking for opportunities as well. Great talent within here. So how do you find the balance to spread the love between the folks that are down here? Flock it for you when it comes to music. How do you spread the love, making sure that you balance the music that's being recorded here in the United States, because you got Shaman, you got all these other guys, and then also highlight folks back home. So how do you balance the music, if you will?
I mean, we really you just go by the crowd, by the listeners, and like my brother Shaiman right now, he's got a hit song called Wamona Nomba.
Yeah, that's
very
a great
big. That song, believe it or not, it was recorded here. Shaiman recorded that song in the United States. If you go to Zambia right now, it's the top 5 Zambian songs, at least. Let me just say top 3 actually. It's a big song in Zambia right now, but nobody would believe that Shaiman actually recorded that song from here. In the United States.
Absolutely. So shout out to Shaiman. He's very humble, and I appreciate him, because he's always in touch and always keeping us updated. So thank you for saying that, Flow Kid. And if you had to encourage some of the artists coming up, Simani artists coming up in Zambia who have, they're facing challenges when it comes to music, this would be the platform, right? The Zambian Independence, for us to showcase. If I know that, shout out to Shanky, by the way. Shanky is watching, shared this broadcast. Shout out to Shanky. I see you, my brother Shanky, all the way in Lusaka. Simani, if you are talking to someone right now who's an artist back home, and they've just hit that roadblock, coronavirus doesn't, do justice for them as well. That just made it worse. What would you say to encourage them? How can they get in touch with you for you to help them promote their music?
I always say it. I mean, we're in several groups. Flow Kid is in there, whatever, different artists, producers, DJs. This whole pandemic thing can actually bring the best out of you if you look at it on a positive way, because you got nothing but time to perfect your art. I believe those artists who locked themselves in the studio during this 6 months or whatever should have good music out there right now. So it's not it's a difficult time, yeah, but you could still put out real work. If it was not for the pandemic, I would have been busy doing my club DJing or shows every weekend. This app would not be here. So it's a time to write down your work and put it out.
Right.
If you need that support, DM us and we'll see where we can meet you. You know what I'm saying? We might pay for your studio session or talk to somebody or one of our friends, say, okay, give this kid the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So if you are listening to this and you know who to hit up DJ Simani, hit up DJ Flow Kid, any one of us, we can facilitate that. So before we close, we're going to take a short break. Guys, stay right there. We'll be right back, and then we can unveil the logo for this year's Independence celebration. Matter of fact, in closing, Fred, I'll let you talk about where people can connect, where people can watch, whether this thing is free, because those are some of the questions that I got. Is it free to watch this, or are we paying? So yeah, we'll be right back. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So we are wrapping up. If you're joining us, we are having a show with some of the community leaders. We are excited because we're talking about the upcoming Zambian Independence celebration coming up. It's going to be a virtual one. We have DJs, we have artists, we have speakers, we have businessmen and women. So we are so excited. So as we wrap up right now, Mr. Fred, I'll give you the opportunity. Any last words that you need to give to the community before we close, before we unveil, the logo for the 2020 Zambia celebration of independence?
Yes. Thank you again for this opportunity. I just want to encourage everybody that's watching. This is for the community, regardless of where you are, whether it's in the States or whether it's back home. We want to give everybody a good opportunity to watch the talent that we have from Zambia, the musicians, the comedians. We want to give the opportunity for business owners to be able to showcase their services, their businesses. It is a free event. You'll be able to watch on different platforms like YouTube, on Facebook, and we'll be sharing the links in due time. Obviously, those that can afford, if you're willing to send a little cash up here and there to some of the artists. I'm sure they'll have their links, their cash up names. If you feel like donating or giving any money, feel free. This is an event that we want to promote our artists as much as we want to promote our DJs and promote the business owners as well. So we're excited. This is for Zambians. This is for non-Zambians as well. It's going to be a beautiful event, October 24th. We're really looking forward, and exciting times.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, just
go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so we have 3 organizations in Zambia or charities that are tied to our event here. So we are encouraging people to work through your association leadership. If you have any donations, please, ahead of time, would be appreciated. Please get in touch with your association president or one of the executive members and just try to see if you can direct your funds in that direction, because we want to make sure that at least we have a little bit of funds to share with some organizations, because again, the theme for this event is youth empowerment. So we want to be able to share with some associations or charities, organizations back home in Zambia. So we want to encourage those who are led by the Spirit, as we've heard, to be able to make a donation through your association, and then the association will channel it, of course, to Madam Joyce, who is our Zanus treasurer. So we want to make sure at least we are we're not just sort of disjointed. We have a treasurer who is able to tackle anything to do with the finances. So we want to make sure at least we are following protocol and things like that. So I just want to make sure I put it out there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And earlier we started the show by talking about Dave. May God rest his soul in peace. In Zambia, he just passed away less than a week ago, if you will. So I'm gonna play a song in closing as we end the show. But for now, we're gonna show you guys the logo, the official logo for this year's Independence, and then actually by tomorrow you should start seeing all the flyers all over social media and the website as well, the official website for that. So without wasting too much time, here is the logo right here.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome. Very nice.
Dope. Love it.
Yeah. I designed that, by the way, just in case people are wondering who designed that.
Who designed that?
Who did it?
Oh,
All right. Welcome back. I know we are all excited to dive into the whole thing. So, but that's just a little bit of.
The part was done by DC Production. So
you didn't have to say that, Mr. Noah. Thank you so much. Shameless plug, right? Thank you so much, guys. We truly appreciate you. And C-Money, thank you. We're looking forward to jamming on that day. And the contrast between the two DJs, I think it's gonna give us a balance of what we need. Flo Kid, we appreciate you, my brother. I know you're on vacation, but thank you so much for taking your time to tune in. Miss Sarah, any last words, Miss Sarah?
Well, just make sure that you share the links and the flyers to everyone. It's going to be fun as usual. Yeah, so the more the better. So let's do this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Mr. Zakeo, any last words? Unmute your mic, Mr. Ngoma, so we can hear you. You're fine. Miss Joyce, so we take her out. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay. No, just looking forward to the event, and just hoping one or both DJs play one of my favorite songs by O.C.
Really? I wonder why, Mr. Ngoma.
Well, if you remember, he was here last year. We brought O.C. last year for our independence celebration, and that song just got everybody up. So
okay, C-Money, you got that? You got that from the president?
Noted.
Miss Chipo, what would be your request to the DJs? What song would you like to hear during the celebration?
Oh, gee, I did not think of one yet. Lord have mercy.
Let the Spirit lead you into the song that you want.
Exactly. But I was trying to encourage all the leadership and also, I guess, to spread the word to the communities that even in promoting the event, we need to reach out to the African American community. And not just for, of course, we're reaching out to all African communities and Zambians, but in the diaspora. But let's promote our culture, our music, especially in this time, thinking about more the African American community, so they feel part of us.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for reminding us that. And Ms. Kaingo, any last words from you, ma'am?
I just want to encourage everyone, every viewer out there, that we're doing this for us. This is us, and we are Mother Zambia all the way. So the more the merrier. So log in, call your friends in, and let's have a party. And we are doing this for Mother Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Mr. Fred, any last words from you, sir?
Well, I mean, I'm excited. Look at everybody here. We're putting this for everyone here in the U.S., everybody back home. So we're excited. We're looking forward to it. For those business owners that are interested in advertising, please, please, please reach out to any of the leaders in your communities, in your states, in your cities. We'll be able to work with you, regardless of what package you're after. We want to encourage to promote business owners. We want to encourage people that have talent, reach out as well. So we're looking forward. We're excited, and it's going to be exciting times.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for all the good work in the community, and good luck as you go through the tough times in Dallas, in the great state of Texas. So, thank you so much for being here. Mr. Noah, in closing, I know that, politics don't leave us. They always follow us wherever we go. So if I am a member of PF or MMD or any other organization over there, why should I be encouraged to be a part of this celebration? Should I worry about which party I belong to or not?
Definitely, we don't want people to bring their partisan affiliation to this event, because I think the umbrella that we are running under is the umbrella of Zambia. So if you are a Zambian, a friend of Zambians, so we want to make sure that at least we're promoting each other, promoting Ubuntu. We don't want people to be divisive. What we're trying to do is to showcase what it means to be Zambia, so that when we have people from other countries, let's say Malawi, the United States, Kenya, and these other countries, they should see that all these Zambians, they have something going for them. So we want to make sure that at least we are working as one, and we are bringing our A game. So no partisan politics, whether you are UPND, you're PF, you're UNIP, NADA, if it's still there,
right.
You're DC, just come and celebrate. We are all one Zambia, just like when you showcase the logo.
Right.
One Zambia, one nation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in. If you're watching us, I can see folks from Zambia right now, folks in Europe, and folks within the United States. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being part of this presentation. We didn't even promote it. We just did, let's have a conversation with the people. So that's how we do it, and it always works out, as the Spirit leads us. My sister said that already, and we truly believe in that. So thank you so much. We're looking forward to meeting everybody on the 24th. Coming up, it's just a couple of weeks. Oh my goodness, 3 weeks. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, almost like less than a week for me to try. So we're gonna leave you with one of our memories from Dave. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're watching Channel ATV live here, and thank you so much. God bless you. Be safe.
Mr. Finally.
Yo tima yambana pati osale kako tima sunga kwanise ine kuyamba futi nangu tamenyana baby osale kako tima sunga kwanise ine kuyamba futi. We are meant to be, oh baby, we are meant to be. We are meant to be. Oh, baby, we are meant to be.
Niziwa sichu imazanda sometimes. Even above kondi vidi amashua napo sometimes. komanza kuvutikila veufuna kukutsakilila yeah. Nina kamba itu nifunokota wichu olo zikose bwanji mami zivute zitani bwanji mami abubide abubide
Tima yambana pati osale kako Tima sunga kwanise ine kuyamba futi Nangu tamenyana baby osale kako Tima sunga kwanise ine kuyamba futi We are meant to be Oh baby we are meant to be We are meant to be
Masi ya pendeka yene tapita mumami ikarimba ona kwene tatokela mami silelo tayamba bakamba nikuleka bokamba bakambi pasakila lavutiri nayo enaneo tachokela patali hold on nibangono bakwanisa so long tumafaitini no more baby yeah. Nangu tayambana baby osale kako mutima sunga kwanise ne kuyamba futi nangu tamenyana baby osale kako mutima sunga kwanise ne kuyamba futi
We are meant to be Oh baby we are meant to be We are meant to be Oh baby we are meant to be
Sinangu tayambana baby osale kako mutima sunga kwanise ne kuyamba futi nangu tamenyana baby osale kako mutima sunga kwanise ne kuyamba futi
We are meant to be Oh baby we are meant to be
Jazzy Boy Production, ladies and gentlemen.
Jazzy Boy